Hello, buenas, good afternoon, welcome to my YouTube channel. Of course, we're here to talk about the Round 9 La Liga betting tips. Now, apologies for the dark background, just can't really do anything about that, I'm not sure how to make it any brighter. So, doing myself no disservice by wearing the sunglasses. Now, moving on to the tips, we'll start off with Valencia to beat Sevilla at 1.95. Now, Valencia undefeated, red hot form, obviously, as you've seen, that 6-3 win away to Betis last week was tremendous. The final game on Sunday evening, brilliant game, on the counter-attack, absolutely lethal. Indeed, Los Che look as good now as I've ever seen them, and that's covering, I've been watching Spanish football on a weekly basis since about 96, 97. So, we can say 20 years, and that's as good as they've ever looked, When he used to have Vicente, Mendieta, Claudio Lopez, all these players, they look great at the moment. So, of course, Valencia also have home advantage, and Sevilla played in a Champions League midweek with a defence being badly exposed, losing 5-1 to Spartak Moscow. So, plain and simple, Valencia undefeated, red hot form, home advantage. Sevilla's played the extra game and in Russia. So Valencia to win at 1.95 looks like a perfectly good bet to me. Moving on to the second tip. Now that's over 2.5 goals in Real Sociedad against Espanyol. In no particular order. That's actually on Monday evening. Now 7 of the last 8 La Real games have featured 3 goals or more. Unfortunately, we had a letdown last week when Real Sociedad won 2-0 away to Alaves. It's obviously not enough for over 2.5 goals, but we soldier on. I think Espanyol, it's only been 3 of the last 8 Espanyol games which have seen 2 goals or more, but they're certainly capable of contributing a goal. They're generally doing this fixture, and so long as the opposition's half decent, I think over 2.5 goals certainly at the moment is worth betting on in Real Sociedad games. So 1.85 is the current best price on that. Now, moving on to another over goals bet, and again another game on Monday, and that's Deportivo against Girona. Pardon me. Now, 6 out of 8 Depor games over 2.5 goals. Again, we went for over goals in Depor's last game. They drew 0-0 away to Eibar. Poor stuff all round. But Girona recently, we did have a streak. You remember they started the season quite well. Then they stopped scoring goals, so it started backing both teams to score no in Girona games. Then they broke that streak with a 3-3 draw at Celta. Was that last Friday or the Friday before, I forget. So since then they've been scoring a lot of goals. They lost, well, not a lot of goals, but they're scoring goals again. So Villarreal beat Girona 2-1 in Girona, which is in the Catalan country in Barcelona. So, Girona's scoring and conceding goals. So a little bit like the Real Sociedad one. I'm keen to get back on the over 2.5 goals angle. Even money is the best price. There is one somebody 29 to 25, but some company called Black Star. No idea what that is. Don't think anybody's going to have it, so probably not a bet there. Now, the next one, again, a lot of goals bets this weekend. This one might surprise you a little bit, but Celta against Atletico Madrid. Now, over 2 goal line is the best bet, but the 1.7 price has gone now, so the best you're getting on this, or best I've seen, is 1.65, which is a little bit too short for me to tip. You can accept that price, take it. But I think over 2.5 goals in that one, the 11 to 8 has gone a bit now, so there's still some 5 to 4s about. So you can get around 2.35 best price on that one. So 6 of the last 8 Celta games have seen 3 goals or more. Obviously they won at Las Palmas, didn't they? Last Monday we had over 2.5 goals, or that was my tip. And it finished 5-2. Pardon me, 5-2 to Celta. So 6 of the last 8 Celta over 2.5 goals. Only 3 out of 8 for Atleti, but 3 of the last 5 games. 3 of their 5 away games, I should say, in 2017-18 have seen 3 goals or more. They did play midweek as well, 0-0 draw with Karabakh, badly missing the Koke there. It's a fixture where Atletico tends to win 2-0. Not generally over 2.5 goals in Vigo, it must be said, but like I say, this season Celta's scoring a lot, conceding a lot, conceding more than they're scoring, and I think it's worth a stab. I wouldn't trust Atletico Madrid to win that game. They should do, but I wouldn't trust them. So that's it. It's not the strongest bet I'll ever give you, but I think it's worth a go at a good price. Over 2.5 goals in that one. You can take a lesser price, do the over 2 goal line. That should be. I wouldn't expect to lose that. Now, another dog barking in the background. Apologies. Next one up is Villarreal against Las Palmas. So Villarreal -1 is the simplest option here. -1 Asian handicap, of course. I never do European handicaps. There's always someone's dog barking when I do these videos. Shut up. Now, I am an animal lover as well, it must be said, but not when it's disturbing you. I mean, these people, they leave their dogs in cages and stuff. They leave them in the garden all day on their own. I mean, in the sunlight. I mean, Anyway, so look, Villarreal, we expect Villarreal to beat Las Palmas. 2 straight wins for Villarreal with a new coach, B-team coach promoted. Whilst Las Palmas have lost 4 straight, I think they've only won, 2 out of 8 games. So, not very poor travellers, Las Palmas. Team selection not the best from Paco last weekend. So, Villarreal do play tonight, hours before I make this video, in the Europa League, but they have got a home advantage. And it's just following the momentum, I think. So we expect Villarreal to win. They're like 8 to 15 to win, so that's no good a price. So -1. They just win by 1 goal. That's the safest position to take in this game. I do like another angle as well, though. 6 of the last 8 Villarreal games have been over 2.5 goals. Only 4 out of 8 for Las Palmas, but overs in the last game and overs in the game before that. So I think two bets here, split the stakes. Villarreal -1 Asian handicap at 1.9 and Villarreal to win an over 2.5 goals. You can get at 2.1. That was a lot better price actually. That was 5 to 4 anyway last night, and the price has been chipped in a bit. So yeah, that's basically it for the tips then. So I've got thoughts on other games I'll tell you in a moment. So Valencia to beat Sevilla at 1.95, over 2.5 goals in Sociedad Espanyol 1.85. The same bet Deportivo Girona at even Stevens. Celta Atleti over 2.5 at 2.35, or over 2 goal line if you can stomach the 1.65 price. Then split your stakes in the Villarreal or Villarreal Las Palmas game between the Yellow Submarines, a nickname I don't actually like, -1 Asian handicap at 1.9, a safe option, and then Villarreal and over 2.5 goals at 2.1. Now, we will tell you about Barcelona Malaga. Now, Malaga's got quite a good record against Barcelona head-to-head. They won here. They won at Camp Nou a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. They've drawn the odd game there. They usually give them a decent game. The problem this season is Malaga's only got 1 point from 8 games. So they've lost 7 out of 8 games. A few weeks ago, said it on last week's video, I forget whether it was a Periscope or a YouTube. There's going to be more YouTubes now because I've accidentally smashed the screen on my phone. But Malaga came from 3-1 down with 10 men against Athletic Bilbao, drew 3-3, so we're thinking, is there a momentum change now? The next game, however, they lost 2-0 away to Sevilla. They were playing in Europe that week. So, alright, yeah, you expect Sevilla to win in any event, but there was no change in momentum. Then they played, who was it last week? Leganes, I think. Was it Leganes? And I said, look, you're going to go Leganes plus a quarter if you want to bet in this game. Leganes won 2-0. So Malaga, momentum change hasn't happened. But here they are up against a team they have a good record against. So this works one of 2 ways for me. Either, the head-to-head counts for nothing because Malaga's in very bad form and Barcelona can smash them. Or this kickstarts Malaga's season. Now, the handicap on Barcelona is 3.25, which is massive. They played in the Champions League midweek against Olympiacos. Piqué got sent off. They eventually won 3-1. But 3.25 is a damn big handicap, I think, especially against a bogey team. So, is it going to be 4-0 Barcelona and that handicap's justified? Because Malaga's a misery. Or can Malaga pull something off and plus 3.25 when Barcelona eventually wins 1-0, 2-1, something like that looks absolutely massive. I can't say for sure, it's just a guessing game. So I've decided I'm not going to bet on this one at the moment. We'll think about it. If I do decide I'm going to bet on it, I can put it on Twitter. But Malaga plus 3.25 Asian handicap at 1.95 if you're having a bet in this one. Again, I don't know whether I should cross it. It's not really, it doesn't count as a main tip if you like, but that's, if I bet on it myself, and I'll tell you on Twitter it does. But that's it. I was kind of torn with that one. I don't know which outcome it's going to be. I'd much, I'm even thinking I wouldn't mind maybe, have a small bet, have a fiver or something. Stick €5 on Malaga or draw, because that's going to be a juicy price. Malaga's 50 to 1 to win against a bogey team. So, anyway, on the other games, we have got... Let's have a look. Real Betis against Alaves. Now, you'd expect Real Betis to win this game, although Alaves have at least been reasonable recently. They lost 2-0 away to home to Sociedad last week, like I say. Whereas Betis, obviously, they lost 6-3 to Valencia. Basically, you'd expect a home win in this game. But the price is terrible. The best you can find is 3 to 5, 6 to 10 to 1.6. And, in my experience, those kind of prices for somebody like Betis at home, admittedly, they are doing better this year than normal. But even still, you can't take that. It's no value. It's the wrong price, I think. As you know, I'm wearing a Valencia shirt. I like Valencia and Real Betis. I seem to favour 2 teams for whatever reason in various countries. And I'm not betting against Betis, but I wouldn't bet on them either. So absolutely no bet in that game, forget it for me. Now Leganes against Athletic Bilbao, so 2 wins and 2 draws in the last 4 games for Leganes, so they're in decent form. Athletic, they're not a good road team, plus they play Europa League tonight, and it's away. So basically in this game, I'd say I'd want the home team Leganes plus half ball Asian handicap, or at least plus a quarter. But the actual line is 0 or draw no bet, so I've decided no bet is the option for me in this one. But I wouldn't bet on Athletic Bilbao winning that one. I think everything says it's not that strong. If Leganes gets something, it's going to be a 0-0 or 1-0 or something, isn't it? But 2 wins and 2 draws from the last 4 games. They've got home advantage. The last team, Athletic Bilbao, have played in Europe away midweek. So, if anybody's going to win, should be a home one. But no bet for me in that one, forget it. It's not what I want. I wanted a plus quarter ball. It's not there at the price I want, no bet. Next one, Levante and Getafe. Now, I made my opinion on this, and then I had a look at a price before, and I thought, that's interesting. Basically, Levante's great start, has faded away a little bit. They've had 2 heavy defeats and a draw in the last 3 games. They were missing a key player, but it's difficult to trust them now. Last time out, we drew 0-0 with Espanyol last weekend. After those 2 heavy defeats, I said, I'm not touching this. Proved wise at 0-0. So, they did get a point in the last game. But Getafe lost to Real Madrid at home to Real Madrid last week. But it beat Villarreal 4-0 at home? Villarreal, obviously, the players weren't too keen on the coach. It was just sort of waiting to go there. But even still, it's a very impressive result. So Getafe's not in bad form, So I was thinking, maybe both to score in this one. Maybe Getafe plus a quarter ball handicap. But then I'm just not that sure, so I've decided no bet. And I looked at the prices as well, 31 to 20 or something for Levante to win. So you can squeeze yourself a Levante draw no bet out of that one if you want to bet. If I had to pick anything, I'd do Levante draw no bet. But I'm not really sure about this one, so I have no need to guess on it or even advise you. But those are my thoughts. You dissect from that what you will. And the next and final game, in fact, is Real Madrid against Eibar. Now, Eibar conceded 3 goals away to both Sevilla and Villarreal in recent away games, plus 6 away to Barca, and a couple of weeks ago they actually conceded 4 at home to Celta. So obviously against anybody half decent, they're shipping a lot of goals. The problem with Real Madrid is at home this season, particularly in LaLiga, they haven't been particularly impressive. 1-1 draw with Levante, 2-2 with Valencia. We know Valencia is a good team, and like I would tell you every season, Valencia just has a pretty good record against Real Madrid. And unless they're in absolute dreadful form, then you have to pay attention to that. But even still, Real Madrid 2-0 against Espanyol, wasn't it? I think I did Espanyol plus 3 or something like that in that game, and we won. So Real Madrid are not covering big handicaps at home against weaker teams, pretty much everybody apart from Barca's definitely a weaker team, aren't they? So so I don't trust Real Madrid to cover the handicap in this one. Nor do I really trust Eibar with the handicap start either because of the amount of goals he's shipping. It is a good time to play Real Madrid at the Bernabeu since they've just played a Champions League game, but the 1-1 draw with Tottenham, but that was a home game. Real Madrid's playing at home again, so it's comfortably set up for them and it's a Sunday night game. It's comfortably set up for them to win. Well, comfortably. Pardon the lack of language variation there, but I'm just not that bothered with it really. How strong a team will Zidane feel? It's a big question, isn't it? You've seen it before. He might put a few backups out there. So I've decided no bet in that one. It's as simple as that. You can always bet on it in play, can't you? It's straightforward enough. Real Madrid probably create a chance within a minute and a half or something. If it looks like they're going to score, you can always do over 1.5 first half goals if it's a reasonable price, and it isn't. I've checked. Do something in play. Decide what you like pre-match and what you'd like depending on how the game plays out, and do what the traders do at Bucky's and what I do sometimes. Decide, like I say, decide on what you think is going to happen. Maybe the price is no good for what you think is going to happen, and then wait out in play for a better price and bet on it if you think what's on is on. So if it looks like Real Madrid is going to smash them, if you can get through 10 minutes without a goal, then bet on over 1.5 first half goals, or Real Madrid to score in 30 minutes or something like that. You've got to judge it for yourselves. Anyway, that's it for the Round 9 La Liga. So thank you for viewing the video. Again, apologies about the dark sort of screen, and good luck with your bets.